History is a story that's constantly being rewritten. We piece together the past from broken pottery, weathered ruins, and the epic tales of conquerors. For centuries, one of the most formidable of these ancient peoples, the Scythians, have galloped through our imagination. They were fierce nomadic warriors who dominated the vast Eurasian steppes, masters of the horse, brilliant gold workers, and, according to the ancient Greeks, practitioners of brutal, elaborate funerals. But for all their fame, one fundamental mystery has always remained. Where did it all begin? What was the origin of their power? For decades, we thought we had the answer. Turns out, we were looking in the wrong place. In the vast frozen swamps of Siberia, a place no one ever thought to look, satellite imagery has just revealed the impossible, a massive 3,000-year-old tomb. This isn't just any tomb. It's an undisturbed royal burial mound, the earliest of its kind ever found, that could finally unlock the origin story of the legendary Scythian warrior kings. So what secrets have been locked away in this frozen tomb for 3 millennia, and how will they completely change what we know about the dawn of power? The legend of the Scythian kings. When the Greek historian Herodotus wrote about the Scythians in the 5th century BC, he painted a picture of a culture that was totally unique. He described a nomadic people who practically lived on horseback, who were masters of the bow, and who had some truly wild burial traditions. He wrote that when a king died, he was laid to rest in a massive man-made mountain of earth and stone called a kurgan. Buried with him were his concubines, his servants, and dozens of his finest horses, all sacrificed to serve their master in the afterlife. For a long time, historians figured these stories were just tall tales from the edge of the known world. But then archaeologists started finding the proof. Across the Eurasian steppes from the Black Sea to the borders of China, they uncovered the Great Kurgans. Inside, they found skeletons of sacrificed horses, stunning gold treasures, and the preserved bodies of the Scythian elite, their skin covered in intricate tattoos of mythical beasts. These discoveries confirmed the legends were true. The Scythians were powerful and incredibly wealthy. But there was a problem. Almost every tomb that was easy to find had been found long ago, not by archaeologists, but by looters. Centuries of grave robbing meant that the most important tombs, the ones that could tell us about the earliest days of Scythian culture, were mostly empty, their secrets lost forever. The story of Scythian origins was a puzzle with most of its key pieces missing. Until now. The Siberian Valley of the Kings. Our story takes us to a remote corner of southern Siberia in Russia's Tuva Republic. Here lies the Uyuk River Valley, a landscape so densely packed with ancient burial mounds that it's earned the nickname the Siberian Valley of the Kings. For decades, this valley has been a hotbed for Scythian research. It was here in the 1970s that archaeologists excavated a kurgan known as Arzhan I, with its complex wooden chambers and the remains of over 160 sacrificed horses. Arzhan I was considered the oldest Scythian princely tomb ever found, dating to around 800 BCE. It seemed to be the starting point, the genesis of their elaborate traditions. Then, in the early 2000s, another tomb called Arzhan II revealed the single richest collection of Scythian artifacts ever found. It contained a solid gold necklace weighing over 4 pounds and thousands of other gold objects buried with the king and queen. The Valley of the Kings had yielded incredible treasures, and archaeologists believed its biggest secrets had already been told. The kurgans were built on dry river terraces, easy to spot and easy to excavate. The rest of the valley, the difficult, swampy, inhospitable parts, was almost totally ignored. Everyone just assumed that nobody could build a monumental tomb there. That assumption was about to be proven spectacularly wrong. A discovery from the sky. The next chapter in the Scythian story wasn't written with a shovel, but with a satellite. In 2013, Dr. Gino Caspari, a Swiss archaeologist, was combing through high-resolution satellite images of the Uyuk Valley. But instead of focusing on the known burial sites, he pointed his digital magnifying glass at a very unlikely area, a vast, waterlogged swamp. And there, on his computer screen, he saw it, a faint, perfectly circular shape hidden in the marshland. It was huge, way larger than the surrounding features, and its shape was too perfect to be natural. It was a tantalizing clue, but the location was almost impossible to reach. It took 5 grueling hours in an off-road vehicle from the nearest village just to get close. But in 2017,
Kaspari led a joint Swiss-Russian team to the site for a preliminary dig. What they found confirmed his hunch. The circular anomaly was a kurgan, a massive one, but its true importance was still locked away beneath layers of stone and frozen earth. The impossible tomb. The site was officially named Tunnug 1, also known as Arzhan 0, and it was a mind-boggling feat of ancient engineering. With a diameter of about 140 meters or 460 feet, it was wider than a football field and significantly larger than the famous Arzhan 1 kurgan. But its size was only part of the story. Its location is what truly stunned the researchers. To build such a massive stone and timber structure in the middle of a swamp would have required an incredible level of organization and technical skill. This wasn't just a tomb, it was a statement of power, not just over people, but over the environment itself. And that impossible location turned out to be the tomb's salvation. The swampy ground made it incredibly difficult for looters to get to. Even better, the thick layer of stones used in its construction acted like insulation. Beneath them, the ground remained permanently frozen, creating what's called a permafrost lens. This natural freezer has kept the tomb's contents, especially organic materials like wood, cloth, and even human remains, safe from decay for 3,000 years. Tunnug 1 wasn't just another tomb. It was a frozen time capsule, almost completely untouched since the day it was sealed. The dawn of power. So what does this impossible tomb actually tell us about the nature of early power? First, it shows a society with a powerful centralized authority. You don't just casually get a few friends together to build a 140-meter-wide monument in a swamp. It speaks to a leader or a ruling class that wielded immense control, capable of commanding a huge workforce for a complex, long-term engineering project. This wasn't the work of a loose band of nomads. This was an organized, hierarchical society. Second, it confirms the brutal reality of their rituals and military might. In late 2024, archaeologists announced the discovery of the remains of several people and at least 18 horses that had been sacrificed on the surface of the kurgan. This scene eerily echoes Herodotus's account of spectral riders, sacrificed retainers and horses propped up with stakes to guard their master in death. Finding such a vivid reflection of this ancient text so far from Greece was astonishing. Alongside the remains, they found classic Scythian artifacts, horse gear, weapons, and art in the iconic animal style, all in an archaic form that confirms the site's incredible age. This tomb was for a warrior king, whose power was put on terrifying display. Third, it redraws the map of where this culture came from. The discovery of Tunnug 1, with its incredibly early date, suggests that the very genesis of what we call Scythian culture, the triad of horse gear, weaponry, and animal-style art, began right here in southern Siberia. From this heartland, the culture likely spread west across the steppes, influencing peoples for thousands of kilometers. Tunnug 1 isn't just a local find. It points to this region as a cradle of nomadic power for the entire Eurasian continent. A race against time. The excavation of Tunnug 1 is now a frantic race against time. The very permafrost that protected the tomb for 3,000 years is under threat from global warming. As the climate changes, the protective ice lens could thaw, causing the priceless organic artifacts and potentially even mummified remains to rapidly decay. Every summer, teams of archaeologists and volunteers return to this remote swamp, carefully peeling back the layers of stone and documenting everything. The central burial chamber, the heart of the kurgan, has been located but remains to be excavated. It promises to hold the most valuable clues about the leader for whom this all was done. What lies there could redefine everything we know about the first Scythian kings. Tunnug 1 is so much more than just the oldest and largest tomb of its kind. It's a testament to the dawn of a new kind of power on the Eurasian steppe. It shows us that 3,000 years ago, a dynasty of leaders emerged who could not only command armies, but could also command the natural world, bending a hostile environment to their will to create a monument for the ages. This lost swamp tomb has revealed that the origins of the Scythian warrior kings are earlier, more complex, and far more impressive than we ever imagined. It's a powerful reminder that history still has profound secrets to reveal, often hidden in the very last places we'd ever think to look. If you want to learn more about incredible archaeological discoveries that are rewriting our history books, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments what other ancient mysteries you'd like to see us explore. Thanks for watching.